Okay, so I am going to talk about the book Insatiable. What is this book? It is a dark romance. It is spicy. It I don't want to say it's an enemies to lovers because they're it's about a couple. It's kind of starts off as about a couple who dated, and at the beginning of the book they hate each other and you don't know why they hate each other. You just know the guy, Zayd Cade. His name is Cade, but I might slip and call him Zayd because that's, I don't know why. Anyways, Cade, and then the female main character is Stacy. So they had known each other forever, like since they were 14 years old. Stacy is best friends with Zayd's sister, Lou, and that's how they met. They were dared at some party when they were about 18 to kiss each other, and they did, and there was chemistry, and so they kept kissing each other, and they kept sneaking around, and they ended up falling in love. And it kind of takes place like that, goes back to memories and to current times. So the whole book is basically, it's kind of talking about what, I don't really know if it talks about what they're at now. Zayd somehow, after him and Stacey broke up, he got himself involved with a woman named Bernadette, who is she's like a police chief or something, and she is, what is that word? So she is threatening him or blackmailing him because Zayd's dad's name is Tobias, and he is in jail in America. I don't know exactly everything he did, but he's a really bad guy. And I guess Bernadette has like control over how, what if Tobias will get out, or I don't know. She has a bunch of control, so she's using that against Zayd to get him to be a hitman for her. And he met her when him and Stacey broke up because he was heartbroken. So he was like, fine, I'll do it. I don't even care about anything anymore. So he started to do that. She makes him sleep with her and other people and she drugs him. She like gives him something to make him be able to perform, even if he doesn't want to. So that's his life. And Stacy is being abused by her crazy psycho stepbrother, Chris, who beats her up, stalks her, he threatens her. He's crazy. So that's like their life. They did really well after breaking up with each other, apparently. So the first book was basically about that, and then them kind of finding each other because Zayd was going to go visit his dad in prison in America, and since Stacy's friends with Lou, it was like going to be a whole big trip with the friends and everything. And then Stacy and Zayd missed their flight. They ended up flying out there. They had some spicy time throughout the book. And I'm trying to remember because I'm on book 2 now, and I don't want to mix up the two. So that's basically the book. That's what happened. So I think, yeah. And so, but they kept saying they hated each other. We found out Stacy had some type of affair while they were together, but we don't know with who or what happened or anything. We also found out Stacy was pregnant at some point and lost the baby. Don't know what happened. So that's what this book is. So this book was actually affected me a lot more emotionally than I would have thought, I would have expected. I think the memories are the things that got me, because it was going back and forth where it was showing how they met and how they fell in love and like how their relationship started and how nervous they both were, and then the facts that like they didn't know what to say, like the miscommunications and misunderstandings, and the fact that it was like one of those, as of that book, it was one of those things that where they care about each other, but it's something that could never happen for the amount of reasons that were in this book. It's like Zayd doesn't want Stacey to be hurt. He's got this life now that he can't have the relationship he wants with her. Stacy, for whatever reason, felt the same way about him. Like her life she couldn't have, and I think it has to do with Chris, her crazy stepbrother. But whatever the reasons are, it's like that unrequited love, and The most unhinged part, there was a lot of unhinged stuff in this book, but I think the thing that was probably the most was when the first time that they had sex, that in this book, like they did other things before this, but the first time they actually did it, Zaid was on he had to kill somebody, so he went to this club where he was supposed to kill the club owner, and the club owner was flirting with Stacy, and so Stacy was flirting back to get a reaction out of Zaid, and so she followed this club owner, and even though Zaid told her, stop, I have to kill this guy, she's like, he seems nice, and so she went back and in the back room, wherever, or outside, I don't know where he took her, but they went back there, and then the guy was getting really forceful, and so Zaid came, and he was gonna kill the guy, but he was gonna beat him first, and then once he told Stacy what he did, which is basically what her stepbrother was doing to her, Stacy was like, yeah, then go ahead and do this to him, do this, and so then they started to like make out after Zaid like beat him, so he was still conscious but barely. And then once they were about to, and then Zaid put the gun up Stacy's and with that, and then he shot the guy and then they had sex right by the body. So that was kind of crazy. So my final thoughts, I would definitely recommend this book if you don't mind all the crazy stuff, like the abuse and sex and forced sex and drugs and like pretty much everything. If that stuff doesn't bother you, I would recommend it.